500-plus teams compete over the course of a 6-week season for the right to come to Saginaw Valley State University, celebrating a decade of competition. Hall of Famers, world champions, up-and-comers all gather to hash it out. 161 left, representing the top of the UP to our southern border. The state championship. This is Robozone. Here we go. Robozone is presented by First in Michigan, Michigan's premier provider of K-12 robotics programs. Kettering University, think differently, learn differently. Also brought to you by the DTE Energy Foundation. Blue Chip Talent, ridiculously good at advancing careers in IT and engineering. Stryker, discover your strengths and follow your passion with us. The Dow Chemical Company, the human element at work. Fanuc America, the leading supplier of robots, CNCs, and factory automation. Consumers Energy, encouraging your inner genius. Hungry Howie's Dough Raiser, your next fundraiser comes with flavored crust. And the Ford Steam Experience, inspiring the next generation of problem solvers. From inside the James E. O'Neill Jr. Arena on the campus of Saginaw Valley State University, welcome to Robozone and the Michigan State Championships. We are presented by First in Michigan, where everyone who participates has a chance to go pro. I'm Lauren Plant, and this is it. Who will walk away as this year's Power Up champions? I brought some pros along for the ride. Dan Kutowski will be joined by Dan Kimura and Dave Verbrecki for the full call of the deciding matches in the Final Four, and of course, every championship finale. Be sure to familiarize yourself one more time. This is how the game of Power Up is played.
Tell us about the game of Power Up. What's going on?
Our 2018 game is a 3-on-3 robot game. We play a match for 2 minutes and 30 seconds, the first 15 seconds of which are autonomous. The other 15 are driven by high school students. There are 3 different sort of ways to score in this game. The first way that we're going to see a lot of is there are these yellow power cubes on the field. If you put the yellow power cubes on one of our 3 scoring structures and get that scoring structure to tip towards your color lights, you'll collect 1 point per second. And you can do that on the middle one, which we call the scale, or on your side one, which we call a switch. At the end of the game, there are 2 different ways to score points. There are platforms on the sides of the scale. If you're on top of the platform at the end of the game, you're going to get 5 extra points. If you're hanging on a bar above, 12 inches above the platform, you're going to get 30 points. There's also a way to pass cubes to your human player. And if you pass the cubes to your human player, they can put them in a vault. So once teams have the cubes in their vault, they can then choose to play that power up at the most advantageous time for them. The vault then is worth 5 points a cube you put in there, but also enables some power-ups. The first power-up that we can talk about is Levitate. If you get 3 cubes in the Levitate power-up and hit the button, you're going to get a free hanging robot for 30 points. If you get cubes in either a boost or a force power-up, they'll get worth a little bit more the more cubes you put in, but the force power-up essentially will take control of some of our scoring structures for your alliance, giving you that 1 point per second for them. The boost power-up will double the value of all of the scoring structures you already control. So instead of 1 point per second, you'll get 2.
All right, we got Dan Kimura with us now, and Dan, qualifying is done. A couple of days of great competition, Thursday, Friday. Talk about the first couple of days, what we can expect today, as well as alliance selection. How did that go?
Yeah, I think it took a while for teams to get used to the increased level of play here. So there were some surprises in qualifying, some surprises in the seeding, but we've got a lot of really strong alliances. I think there's at least 3-4 alliances in every division that can make a run here.
All right. So we shall find out very soon exactly who is going to advance here at the state championships. 10 years since Michigan created the Robotics State Championship. 161 of our best teams with 4 playoff divisions on 4 competition fields. We saw tight matches, high scores, lots of action, and surprise upsets. Let's start in the Dow division. After the completion of a day and a half of qualifying, no surprise, last year's 2017 World Champions, Kalamazoo's Team 2767 Strikeforce, finished in the top spot. Their first pick, none other than 2-time World Champion Team 217 Thunder Chickens from Utica. Joining them, The Detroit Catholic Central Shambots 5907. The second seeds also made the championship. 1025 Ferndale's Impy Robotics, 3641 South Lyons Flying Toasters, and the Bloomfield Hills-based Mech Warriors 573 in the finals. Impy's tapped out due to technical issues, so Team 2959 Colomo's Robotarian stepped in. Match 1, 2767 Strike Force hits a 2-cube in Autonomous. Blue gets 0. 2767 and 217 attack the scale, 4 cubes ahead just seconds in. Defense traps 2959 the Robotarians in enemy territory. The Thunder Chickens 217 keep scoring till the end. Red goes up 1-0 with a 453 to 276 win. In Finals 2, again, the field randomizer falls in favor of Red. Strike Force hits their 2-cube Autonomous. Blue gets 0. The Toaster and Robotarians give up on the scale entirely. Both try to steal the red switch, but to no avail. Great defense by the Shambots and Strike Force hold off the blue attack. The #1 Red Alliance wins the Dow Division 505 to 261. Playoff coverage from the Consumers Energy, Ford, and DTE Energy fields when Robozone at the Michigan State Championships returns.
DTE Energy is committed to giving back. So DTE employees volunteered thousands of hours working in over 450 communities with more than 280 charities across Michigan. Why? Because we don't just deliver energy. We want to empower people in the communities where we live and serve. DTE Energy. Know your own power.
Kettering University is a jewel among American higher education. We have some of the finest engineering and science and business programs in the country. All of our students spend half of their time in the classroom and also half of their time in the professional practice of their discipline. Connecting those two things is a powerful way to learn a discipline. We're famous for our contributions to the automotive industry, but we do so much more. We have some cutting-edge facilities in biomedicine and biomedical research, in applied physics and acoustics, some of the most amazing chemical engineering laboratories in the Midwest. All of these facilities are accessed and accessible by undergraduates. Virtually all of our students are employed upon graduation, usually 99 to 100% of our students. There's no other institution that prepares students quite as well as we do.
Welcome back to Robozone at the Michigan State Championships. Ready for more highlights? DTE Energy is the title sponsor of the first Michigan State Championships, so of course it makes sense it's the #1 field. At the conclusion of qualifying, the Grand Blanc Engineers 2337 claimed the top ranking spot. They chose 4362, the Gems from Cheryl Stockwell Prep Academy, as the #1 draft. Joining them as the third member of the Alliance, the Grayling Robobike 6121. The second-seeded Alliance, a combination of powerhouses, 3707 Brighton Techno Dogs, who teamed up with the Hall of Fame Milford Hot Team 67, and the Deceivers, 4392 from Brimley in the UP. To a third match we go. Autonomous is reversed, and this is a critical difference. Engineers must cross the field to score and miss all of their attempts. Hot, meanwhile, scores 2 for the Blue Alliance, immediately putting the game in their control. 2337 tries to go to the portal and gets pinned down by the Techno Dogs, losing valuable seconds. The scale goes back and forth between sides in the second half, but Blue maintains their initial lead. Hot performs a fast but precarious double climb with 3707, takes the win, wins the division title with a 369-318 victory. The Consumers Energy Division provided an even mix of seasoned vets, like Clarkston's Hall of Fame Team 27 Rush, Armada's Fighting Pie Team 1718, and 2054 Hopkins Tech Vikes. We also had some up-and-comers, like 5050 Carlton's Cowtown Robotics, 5712 Hemlock's Gray Matter, and Bay City's Legend of Robotics Team 6193. At the end of qualification, 1718 topped the rankings with 3452 ranked second. During Alliance selection, 1718 initially asked 3452 Green Engineers from Bay City to be their first pick. However, they utilized their right to captain their own alliance and declined, choosing to work with 3357 Grand Rapids Comets and 6193 as the second-seeded alliance. The chalk held into the finals where the first-seeded alliance of 17-18 494 Goodrich Martians and 36-67 Port Huron's Mechanum Knights poised to take on the second seed and settle whether Green Engineers made the right alliance selection choice or not. In the division's deciding match, the first seeds took the lead on the back of a strong Autonomous, but again, the late-blooming second seeds barreled back to tie it up. It appeared the division winner would be decided in the endgame. Both alliances approached the scale to climb, and that's when disaster struck for the #1 alliance. 17-18's lifting forks malfunctioned, stopping their partner from climbing on. The second seeds became Consumers Energy Division champs, 380 to 330 the final. The Ford division, deep with talent, and no one got a free pass in any of the playoff rounds. When the dust settled on the quarters and semis, only 2 alliances remained. The first seed consisting of 27-71 Granville's Code Red Robotics, the Stray Dogs, 35-38 Auburn Hills Avondale's Robojackets, and Concord's Full Metal Jackets, Team 5205. They were set to take on the third seeds, 4003 Allendale's Trisonics, with 3098 the Waterford Kettering Captains, and the UP Zone Calumet Copperbots, 2586. Collectively, the finals contenders had won 5 different district events this season, but the question is, who would be the alliance to win the Ford division? Finals match 3 turned into a battle of attrition. Heavy defense clogged the laneways. Scale tipped back and forth with regularity. Clock ticking on the last match. The first seeds, through all the power-ups they had, held on to win, earning their chance to compete against the best of the rest.
Robozone will be right back. Are you stuck in your job? Getting frustrated playing the waiting game for the next opportunity to advance your career? Let Blue Chip Talent help. As an award-winning talent acquisition company, our specialty is matching candidates with careers in IT and engineering. At Blue Chip Talent, we take a laser-focused approach to reaching your career goals. We have access to jobs you won't find anywhere else to help advance your career faster and easier. Plus, we take care of you. Employees receive industry-leading benefits and competitive perks. Don't waste another minute worrying, because we are ridiculously good at advancing careers.
Today's the first day I found the time.
I've always wanted to have a photo exhibit of the faces of our community and those people that create the heart and the soul of where we live.
So I think we can make that happen.
Oh my gosh, you're kidding me.
Introducing the SUV equipped to make your first ever happen. The first ever Ford EcoSport is here.
Back again.
You know me.
Pepperoni Asiago. Oh, he's so cute. What's his name?
Pepperoni Asiago.
I just want to eat him up.
Flavor fanatics love us because we invented flavored crust pizza with 100% real mozzarella cheese and fresh dough made daily. Now get meal deals for any budget.
Hungry?
Howie's! We send it to Dan Gutowski, Dan Kimura, and Dave Verbrecki as we get ready for the semifinals.
Well, we're here at Saginaw Valley with a long delay, and I think we're on the cusp of getting all the robots revved up. Blue Alliance, Red Alliance. What is each team's strategy? Are they very similar, or is there some differences?
Like, on the surface, I think a lot of the strategies this year look very similar. It's get control of the scale, go after it early, go after it often, and when you have control of that, you can start branching out.
Gentlemen, across these 4 awesome alliances, we have a total of 13 district event winners and 7 district finalists. Truly the cream of the crop, best of the best of Power Up. Ready, player 1. Semifinals 1, DTE Energy versus Dow. This is a contest of champions. On the red side, we have the legendary Hot Team 67 from Milford, 3-time world champion and 4-time Michigan State champion. On the blue side, 2017 world champion Strike Force and 2-time world champion Thunder Chickens. This is anybody's game, but the big wild card in every match will be how the field randomizer colors will fall in each match. Some alliances have strengths and weaknesses depending on how the colors fall, and this could be just the advantage that will separate these strong teams. Match 1, Lights favor blue, Strike Force hits their double cube auto. Hot and the Techno Dogs collide and only get 1 cube for red, and blue gets the early lead. All 3 red robots converge on the scale in an attempt to take back control, but Strike Force and Thunder Chickens keep the pressure on, filling the scale, keeping the lead. Techno Dogs lose communication when the Shamrots slam them in the corner playing defense. Both sides pull off beautiful partner lift suspensions for the end game, but it is an easy blue win for our reigning world champions, 415 to 191. In match 2, the Lights favor red. With the onside auto, the Hot Team hits 1 cube on their double auto, while the Chickens and Strike Force collide and get 0. Advantage red. Red employs the triple forward strategy again, with Hot, Techno Dogs, and Deceivers all scoring high at once to force an early lead. This works, and they pull ahead. The Techno Dogs put a little swerve on swerve defense on Strike Force to block the Blue Alliance portal runs, further widening the gap. Hot climbs with the Techno Dogs for the win, forcing a third match with a score almost opposite of match 1, 430 to 222. This tournament is so close, we're going to rubber matches at every level. Let's go to the play-by-play of match 3.
Let's watch those Galactic Invaders.
Yep, going to that switch, and they come up short.
They missed it.
They missed. So that, right away, Blue jumping out to about a 20-point lead here in auto mode. Hot, though, getting theirs on the scale.
Oh, and a bad throw.
It counts. It counts.
It does count, even though it's not in the
It's
container.
adding less torque. It's adding less kind of downforce there, but it still counts, and it's enough to give them the tiebreaker. Think of it as 1.5 cubes to 1 right now.
Okay. And we see the Red Alliance piling it on. The winner is going to be in the finals. So let's see what the Red Alliance can do in terms of packing it in. And they get 2 cubes up.
Crucially, 35-35 contributing to that scale attack.
Score is pretty close right now. You can see that Blue Alliance on the far side trying to match him with the drop cubes. Red Alliance working very efficiently here.
35-35, doing a fine job from what I can tell so far, Dan. Really contributing here.
They are.
Again, that's the substitute machine.
Oh.
The Galactic Invaders. There's a Red Alliance drop. Now they're going to try and slip one in. Oh, they go up high, and it holds. A precarious position. Red Alliance is down, though, by about 50 points on the scoreboard here.
And I think the driving factor of that is those close cubes. Blue Alliance got all 6 from one side and put them all on the scale. So they're up by a couple cubes still, I think, and using this opportunity now to go attack the other positions on the field.
Thunder Chickens is going to stack up a cube on their end, but a couple fall off.
And that's...
And a couple.
Oh, they're going to lose a bunch.
That's why you don't go to the scale when you're ahead by multiple cubes. Put the pressure somewhere else and make them put the hard scores up.
Red Alliance closes the gap. There are cubes falling all over the place. So another one falls off by the CC Shambots.
I think there's some panicking on the blue side. They can still take the scale back, but red has now taken the lead.
Oh my goodness, this is going to be so close down the stretch.
Now the scale switches. Strike Force still going up for another one. It is neck and neck.
Blue Alliance just dropped a cube.
Strike Force is late to the hang, and a cube is in the way. So they can't get the red
but
down.
the Red Alliance.
We got 2 red for the red.
They're trying to get them up. Oh, the Red Alliance looks like they're going to win.
Crucially, with those drops, Blue had to stop playing the vault. They played 0 power-ups.
And like you said, when they were ahead, they tried to do too much. They took them off themselves.
All they had to do once they were ahead was go drop 3 cubes in the red switch. Force red to come back and fight against that while trying to stack high on the scale. you can compound your advantage. They had to go for the vault.
A Red Alliance victory in that third semifinal matchup puts them in the finals over the Blue Alliance.
And that power cube, when 27-67 went to drop their ramp, it was probably, I mean, would the double of lift given it to them?
It would not have. They needed those 30 points and the levitate. You can see that there were 0 vault points for the Blue Alliance in that match. That means they put 0 cubes in the vault. Each cube in the vault is 5 points, and if they get 3 of them in levitate, that's 30 more. So if they had done the levitate, that would have been 45 points, and then the end game double hang would have won it for them.
I can't believe it. No, we had so many issues coming into this match, and just coming out on top was crazy. I feel amazing. Man, we came into that match, Deceiver Robotics, who had been on our team, they broke down a little bit, and Galactic Invaders came in, and they came in clutch. Hot kept pounding the scale. Galactic Invaders came in, filled the vault, and got us that power up at the end, as well as the other team had some unlucky moves, dropping cubes and stuff like that. We went to states one year and didn't get chosen in a tournament. So this is a huge for us. This is big time.
We have only to look into each other's eyes to see the story of our planet. But if we move a little to the left and consider the notion of adding the human element to the periodic table of the elements, we see the world for the first time. We work the new chemistry, and in turn, we learn the secret to a better life, where chemistry embraces humanity.
FANUC America is the #1 supplier of robots, CNCs, and factory automation. Our certified automation training prepares students for high-tech careers in advanced manufacturing. Manufacturers use automation to maximize productivity. That's why high-paying careers in advanced automation are in demand today. Our CERT program provides manufacturers and educators a STEM-based curriculum centered on robotics and automation training. Contact FANUC to learn more about our certified automation training programs.
I love working for Stryker.
I'm genuinely excited to come to work every day.
We support each other and look out for each other.
I love Stryker because we are like a family.
At Stryker, I own my career.
There are so many different places Stryker can take me in the next 5 years.
Together, with our
customers,
we are driven
to make
healthcare better.
Great people with a strong mission and values can accomplish great things together.
Hey guys, welcome back to Robozone. I'm Kiera Hay. First Robotics had 476 rookie teams in the world this year, and that included the Viking Robotics Team 7221 of Jackson, Michigan. With their support from Consumers Energy, they became the first high school robotics team in Jackson Public Schools.
We are so excited about the Jackson High Vikings. They are right in our hometown. Consumers Energy's headquarters is in Jackson. We've been working with the high school to get them ready to start a First Robotics team. It's a big commitment. The community is rallying around them, and Consumers Energy is going to be with them all the way.
Well, it's been an exciting first competition for us.
I have had so much fun. I've met so many people that I never thought I would meet, and I've learned so much about robots.
Consumers coming in as a sponsor was definitely something that helped us a great deal. A public school, an organization like ours, tries as hard as it can to provide the best quality education we can, but without the generous support of sponsors like Consumers, it just wouldn't be a possibility.
Consumers Energy discovered that First Robotics has cracked the code on making STEM careers fun and developing talent in young people all across the world, but right here in Michigan for sure. We're all about getting these First Robotics teams. In fact, we sponsor every middle school team in the entire state of Michigan to make sure that we're filling the pipeline and getting teams ready to come compete on the FRC stage.
Me joining this has taught me so much more than I could ever think to have known.
My whole career has been about turning students on to science, and this is just such a wonderful thing to do. It makes it real easy to go to work in the morning and stay late at night because I get to work with such great students doing really very cool things.
Semifinals 2, Consumers Energy versus Ford. Another stellar lineup. The Consumers Energy squad featuring 3357 Forest Hills Comets, 3-time district winner this season. And the Ford division features 4003 Allendale Trisonics, 2-time district winner this year. Both of these teams part of very strong 3-team alliances, each of whom successfully dethroned the #1 alliance in their division in order to make the final field. Match 1, the lights favor blue. 3098 bursts forth with a 2-cube autonomous mode for blue. Comets race crossfield to match with green engineers, but only 1 cube is scored for red. Copperbots and Legends of Robotics manage the exchange for their teams. Precise cube placement by the captains and Trisonics is the key, and the Blue Alliance tightly packs their scale versus sloppier placement by red. Red finally regains the scale with less than 30 seconds remaining, but it's too late. Captains climb alone for the win in match 1, 325 blue, 251 red. In match 2, the light favoring red. Comets get the onside red scale and pull off the double with green engineers. Captains match them on the blue scale for a 2-2 auto. Teams go cube for cube up high, but red packs them a little tighter. At cube number 8, red finally breaks the tie and the scale tips their way. The Legends of Robotics apply some great defense to block Trisonics in their corner, and this opens the door for red to solidify their lead. Legends of Robotics climb with green engineers for the win, 391 to 251, tying the series at 1-1. We send it once again to Dan, and Dave for the play-by-play of match 3.
Well, we're counting down, and the match begins.
And away they go.
Captains score first.
But not a great place, though.
But enough that 34-52 came up short, and the Comets aren't going.
Boy, a slow start for the Red Alliance. Now they finally get one in.
And so Blue has outscaled them 3-1 right now on that scale. Now 3-2.
And we talked
3-3.
We talked about the Blue Alliance in auto, but the Red Alliance in teleop. So that Comets machine is just flying back and forth with those cubes.
Blue Alliance with a lead, 5 cubes. Now a swing back the other way for the Red Alliance. Good placement with the cubes by the Blue Alliance. Boy, the switch is going back and forth. Each cube sends it back the other way.
Yeah, it's changing so fast we don't get a chance. But now it's blue. Right now it's blue. And blue has a lead 118 to 74.
A Red Alliance drop by the Comets. Good 50-point lead right now for the Blue Alliance, but still plenty of time left.
And one thing I can see over the rail is the team that just won, that's already in the finals, they are watching this like a hawk to see what the play is here, right? A little advantage of being the first guy in.
3098 made an attempt at the red switch. They missed the cube and they just left, so we'll have to wait and see what the plan is there.
The Comets for the Red Alliance destabilized on their last drop, almost tipped over.
So we've only got about 50 seconds left in this match. It's getting really close to the deadline for red to get control of something.
Now the pendulum or the switch swinging back. Well, it's kind of even now.
Red had taken Blue's switch away.
So red does have control of the scale.
But let's see, Blue Alliance is going to try to push one up. And, oh, is it going to stay on? I think it is.
Wow. That's how you stick with it right there.
Yeah, nice.
That's the Trisonic machine.
Yeah, out of Allendale. Nice catch by them, but still, it's back to red now. Uh-oh, it looks like the Green Engineers are sitting still, or are they just out of, maybe that was just a defensive posture.
Red Alliance getting ready to climb. 2 robots, 2 machines. The Legend of Robotics and the Comets ready to elevate and get some points. They need all they can get.
The Copperbots are on their side.
Oh, the Red Alliance is clear.
I don't know if it's enough, though. It's 2 hangs to 1. Both of them got their levitate. Again, Green Engineers not moving for the last 15 seconds of the match, and there are cubes that could have been placed in the vault at 5 points apiece.
A little too close to call.
Yeah, real-time score shows blue ahead, but that I don't think is counting all of the red climbs yet.
Oh, and it's a Blue Alliance win. Even with the faulty elevation at the end.
Yep. So we said they were up by just enough to weather that, so 315 to 287. Just barely hanging on there for a 28-point win.
It feels feels amazing, absolutely incredible. I cannot believe that we're even at states. We couldn't believe we were gonna get into elims, and all of a sudden we're going to finals with these. Oh my goodness, it's amazing. We figured that if they could scale a lot faster than us, then we gotta go for the switches, see if we can out-switch them, out-vault them, and all of a sudden the time ran down and we were like, okay, we gotta climb. We tried to climb, it didn't work. I look at the scoreboard, we're maybe 20 points ahead. They got more of a climb than we did, and we're all just standing there holding hands, shaking, and we won. I don't know how it happened, but we did, and we're going to finals, and it's incredible.
All right, guys, we are just getting started. We have an entire half an hour left to go, and we got full play-by-play coverage of the Michigan State Championship matches. And I promise, before we wrap up, Lauren, Dan Kimura, and Jim Zondag will comment on it all. So you got to stay with us.
DTE Energy is committed to giving back. So DTE employees volunteer thousands of hours, working in over 450 communities, with more than 280 charities across Michigan. Why? Because we don't just deliver energy, we want to empower people in the communities where we live and serve. DTE Energy. Know your own power.
Kettering University is a jewel among American higher education. We have some of the finest engineering and science and business programs in the country. All of our students spend half of their time in the classroom and also half of their time in the professional practice of their discipline. Connecting those two things is a powerful way to learn a discipline. We're famous for our contributions to the automotive industry, but we do so much more. We have some cutting-edge facilities in biomedicine and biomedical research, in applied physics and acoustics, some of the most amazing chemical engineering laboratories in the Midwest. All of these facilities are accessed and accessible by undergraduates. Virtually all of our students are employed upon graduation, usually 99 to 100% of our students. There's no other institution that prepares students quite as well as we do.
Hey guys, welcome back to Robozone. If you're just joining us, we're at the Michigan State Championships. The finals are coming up momentarily, but first, we know all about STEM, but have you heard of STEAM? I visited Ford Motor Company to find out.
STEAM, previously known as STEM, the A that was added was actually to incorporate the arts side of STEM.
Ford has a very large presence in FIRST Robotics in Michigan because we're looking for the employee who is curious, really loves to solve problems, who likes to work with their hands and their minds to make really great products. And what better way to get started than to build a robot when you're early in your career and your education?
Ford currently sponsors 89 FRC teams and has 210 Ford employee mentors. Beer gets started judging for the FRC 20 years ago.
I love FIRST. The students really inspire me with their ability to solve technical problems, the professionalism when they manage their teams, and the outreach that they do to strengthen their communities.
The reason I'm involved with FIRST is because I had such a fantastic experience with it, and being able to then give back and use my position at Ford to help other students realize these really awesome benefits of being in FIRST is something that's really exciting.
The skills that you're learning in FIRST Robotics are all the same skills you're going to use at Ford.
The students on the FIRST Robotics teams are already looking, how do I autonomously move and manage my robot within a given space, is very parallel to what engineers at Ford are working on.
Go to FordSteamExperience.com.
Adding arts to STEM education like a glove. Hey, what time is it? It's title time. 2 alliances, 6 teams, the state championship hanging in the balance for finals match 1. Let's bring in Dan Gutowski, Dan Kimura, and Dave Verbregi.
All right, guys, here we are. It's the finals. We've seen, kind of an uneven day from a lot of these different alliances. What do we think we're going to see from the Red Alliance here in this first finals match, Dan?
I don't know. The Red Alliance has won matches in so many different ways to get to this point. They've got a new robot out there. They still found a way to win their last match. I think they're just going to be smart. They're finding cubes where the other alliances have not been finding cubes, and that's the thing to watch.
Dan, Blue Alliance, close call. Their semifinal match went the distance. What do we like about them coming into this finals match?
Strong autonomous, strong scale play. So they're going to be playing from ahead probably in this match, and if they can, there's a good chance they can hold on.
And here we go. It's a best of 3 in the finals. What happens in autonomous? A fumble by the blue machine, the Tri-Sonics.
It's even up. The captains go for a second one and miss. Hot has one. It's right and poised to let go, and they do now. Scale control goes to red.
Yep, a little bit unlucky in the timing there, right? The scale came up just at the wrong time to knock the cube out of 4003's gripper.
The hot team trying to throw one down, and it rolls off. A little bit sloppy there.
Yeah, the Techno Dogs had got one in there just before Hot, though. And now we have the Galactic Invaders coming up, and they're adding one to the scale.
But remember, this plays into the Red Alliance strategy that we've seen before of get the cubes. If they fall in your zone, who cares?
5 power cubes. And they're going to go for 6 right here and lose one. It falls off. They're going to pick it up.
And that's a departure. That cube should have been left. 35-35 should have left and gone after another cube.
Cube placement. A problem right now for the Red Alliance.
But they still control the scale.
They do. That's important. There's a clean drop.
And we see the Techno Dogs, they were going for the switch on the blue side of the field, didn't quite get control of it.
Right. Blue also, though, is not going for the scale. They've been going for the switches. I think they're the ones who initiated that. The Techno Dogs then answering on the other side. So now close to taking the scale for the captains there.
Only about a
and that cube does.
Only about a 30-point difference on the board in favor of the Red Alliance. We're inside 45 seconds left in this first finals match.
Yep, worth noting though on that score, Blue is getting 30 extra points from their Levitate. They've already played their Levitate, so Red still has those points in the bank.
Inside 30 seconds.
Hot already in position, now waiting for the Techno Dogs.
Hot team right, and Techno Dogs, they're gonna pull together. Blue Alliance has the captains, and they're ready to go up along with the Copper Bots.
You can see Red really jumping out ahead here. They just played the Levitate as well as getting those 2 climbs. Looks like they're gonna play a force for no reason.
And they're gonna win handily by almost 80 points unofficially.
They looked really good in that match.
Again, I mean, the strategy of controlling the cubes has been working out great for the DTE Alliance. And we said the Blue Alliance needs to play from the top of the hill, right? They need to play downhill on this one. They need to get the first few cubes in auto mode and have that edge. They had a deficit this match, and it's really, really hard for them to come back at that point.
Funny how these things turn around. After the second semifinal match for that Red Alliance, they had to switch machines. The Deceivers had to come off. Galactic Invaders came in, and there was, the chemistry issue. How well can they fit in a must-win situation? Well, now they put up 2 very impressive wins.
Yeah, and I think the only mistake, maybe Dan, that you pointed out was the 1 cube when they missed it. Leave that one, come and get that one later. Go get another one.
Exactly. That cube is safe in the null zone.
As we head to the break, we've got one more first trivia question. Americans most often view Canada as strictly north of the United States. How many of Michigan's 26 districts are held north of Windsor, Ontario? We'll ask some unsuspecting FIRST Robotics competitors when Robozone at the Michigan State Championships returns.
Genius is not born. It's nurtured. It's curious. Genius takes teamwork, patience. It keeps going until that moment when it shines. Introducing the Generation Genius Project, a consumer's energy educational initiative to inspire a passion in science, technology, engineering, and math. Discover the genius in all of us.
Are you stuck in your job, getting frustrated playing the waiting game for the next opportunity to advance your career? Let Blue Chip Talent help. As an award-winning talent acquisition company, our specialty is matching candidates with careers in IT and engineering. At Blue Chip Talent, we take a laser-focused approach to reaching your career goals. We have access to jobs you won't find anywhere else to help advance your career faster and easier. Plus, we take care of you. Employees receive industry-leading benefits and competitive perks. Don't waste another minute worrying, because we are ridiculously good at advancing careers.
Today's the first day I felt attached.
I've always wanted to have a photo exhibit of the faces of our community and those people that create the heart and the soul of where we live.
So I think we can make that happen.
Oh my gosh, you're kidding me.
Introducing the SUV equipped to make your first ever happen. The first ever Ford EcoSport is here.
How many of Michigan's 26 districts are held north of Windsor, Ontario?
18. 18? 18. 13?
Just what, 13?
All right, sure, 13.
I'm gonna have to go with 8. 8.
I knew no one would get it. How many of Michigan's 26 districts are held north of Windsor, Ontario? The correct answer is 21.
All right, guys, for the record, I did tell Lauren that was way too difficult. First Robotics have some amazing dedicated sponsors, and Dow is one of them.
Drivers behind the line, let's get the smash started in 3, 2, 1, rush.
Because my ideas matter.
I am a problem solver.
I'm a competitor.
I am an innovator.
Robotics is my sport.
I am a strategist.
I am a motivator.
I discovered my career.
I am a leader.
I am the future.
You can sense it, can't you? The pressure's mounting. The goal of every season to finish state champions. Will this be the final match, or will we have a championship tiebreaker?
We are going to start this second finals match. A Red Alliance win makes them state champions.
Yep, keep an eye on this 35-35 robot. Well, that was new.
Yep.
They did not launch the cube, though.
Spin in a circle, and
now we see it, though. Captains with 2.
Efficient so far in the autonomous. Oh, we got a machine that's hung up.
Oh,
that's the Blue Alliance machine,
no.
and what are they going to do?
They're getting penalized big time. They need their partner to.
But the problem is they can't.
Well, we didn't want to see this.
Oh, there we go. Now they're free.
Blue still ahead. There are going to be some penalties added, but Blue still with the edge.
Red Alliance on the far side of the playing field, trying to catch up with the power cubes.
Yep, they lost some time, but again, look how much better this Blue Alliance is when the scale is in their favor.
Yeah.
That little bit of a difference in height makes the world for them.
It just, it takes a physical thing longer to go higher, right? I mean, it just takes time to do those lifts and get them up higher.
Red Alliance dropping a couple of cubes before they load up one, and do they get the other one? Yes, now it's going to balance out almost.
Red Alliance sort of with control now of the cubes, though. That's their key strategy. So this is their time to make a move. Red needs to sort of get that scale back in their favor sometime in the next 10 seconds.
Blue Alliance is going to, a Red Alliance drop of a cube, and now the switch swings in favor of the Red Alliance.
But in our near court, 4003 has dropped 2 cubes in the switch, stealing that from the Red Alliance. This is going to keep Blue ahead. Red now has to answer there, while 4003 goes back to the scale.
Blue Alliance dropping one.
67 with a problem because they had 2 cubes and were just flagged for that.
Yep. Only 40 seconds left. Blue Alliance up on the scoreboard, but they're trying to get that switch down in their favor.
And just now, Red gets the switch back. So just now, Red is starting to catch up. That whole time that Red had the scale, they weren't catching up. They were just holding even. So with 20 seconds left, we have a 270 to 170 point lead for Blue.
The robots positioning themselves for the elevation, 2 on each side, and up they go.
And now we might see the difference between the Galactic Invaders and the robot they replaced. They need to get this cube in and the button pressed, and they're not going to get it done in time. The previous robot would have done it. They needed to get it in the vault and the button pressed. They delivered it in time, but there wasn't enough time for the human player, so that's another 35 points that they left on the board.
Blue Alliance had the robot hung up on the switch, and that looked like disaster.
Yeah, because it looked like it was firmly stuck in there, but it is Blue, and we're going to go to a tiebreaker.
So the Blue Alliance overcoming significant adversity to put up a 90-ish point win, and that's going to force a third and final match here.
Robozone is going to the World Championships. Of course, they're taking place here in Detroit, and we'll have a very special edition of Robozone airing on Monday night, May 7th at 6 o'clock p.m. right here on Fox Sports Detroit. The show will re-air 7 times, and it will give you a world view from the Robozone crew. Robozone at the World Championships in Detroit. We'll see you there.
We have only to look into each other's eyes to see the story of our planet. But if we move a little to the left and consider the notion of adding the human element to the periodic table of the elements, we see the world for the first time. We work the new chemistry, and in turn, we learn the secret to a better life, where chemistry embraces humanity.
I love working for Stryker.
I'm genuinely excited to come to work every day.
We support each other and look out for each other.
I love Stryker because we are like a family.
At Stryker, I own my career.
There are so many different places Stryker can take me in the next 5 years.
Together, with our
customers,
we are driven
to make
healthcare better.
Great people with a strong mission and values can accomplish great things together.
Genius is not born. It's nurtured. It's curious. Genius takes teamwork, patience. It keeps going until that moment when it shines. Introducing the Generation Genius Project, a consumer's energy educational initiative to inspire a passion in science, technology, engineering, and math. Discover the genius in all of us.
Robozone. Our friends at Fanuc America are committed to supporting the future manufacturers of the world. And the students at the Utica Center for Science and Industry were really excited to get their hands on their Fanuc Cert Cart.
Well, it's funny because the big yellow robot sits there by the door, so every kid sees it when they walk in, right? And they're always anxious. When are we going to work on that? When are we going to work on that?
Yeah, when our teacher told us we were going to work on the Fanuc robot, everyone was pretty excited.
It's always fun to get on the big robot. You know, I have a couple of smaller robots over there that we use their junior year. It gives them a taste for it, but they're always vying for when we get to use the Fanuc, when we get to use the Fanuc.
CSI is a 4-year half-day program that services 4 high schools in the Utica district. This class is mechatronics, and having the Fanuc Cert Cart is a huge draw to students taking the course.
Everyone loves the class. There's a lot, it's all hands-on, it's a lot of building, it's a lot of coding. I actually want to go into prosthetics when I graduate. We're trying to achieve the range of motion of an actual limb. And so the Fanuc robot is giving me like an inside look as to what I will be experiencing in the future.
The certification program from Fanuc here at CSI gives the kids the opportunity to walk right out of here after they graduate with a certification to go right into industry and get a good paying job.
When you go to a job interview and you have the Fanuc certification, it is a step up from other people that wouldn't have it, and it helps you out tremendously.
I think people that hire us will be pretty impressed, like, oh, you know how to use this already?
There's been a fair amount of our students that have done that, and now the company they work for is paying for their education. And they got in the door because of the Fanuc certification.
If you're interested in getting a Fanuc certification cart in your school, visit FanucAmerica.com. For Robozone, I'm Kiara Hay.
Well, let's move into our last match of the day. This is the one we've been waiting for. We know the winner is going to be a champion in First in Michigan.
And it's blue. The near side is blue, so Hot will have to cross the field.
Right, so there's one by the captains already. Hot still crossing the field. The captain.
Great auto mode here, though, by 3707. 2 cubes on the near side.
Blue Alliance with the lead, 2-1 in cubes.
Captains hit that 2, and Trisonic's already up with a 3rd.
Very close.
But here come the Bulldogs. They've got one, so I'm seeing 4-2 advantage to blue.
4-2, and Allendale's back.
They're about to make it 5.
5-3. 6-3. We're just giving you scale numbers. 6-3.
We'll take a second here to talk about the switches. Both alliances have 3 cubes in their own switch, which makes them hard to attack this match, which means this is a scale-only match from this point on.
The Galatech Invaders, their last cube that went on almost slipped off, barely held on. They need to get a few more, though. They're going to put one in right now.
And 2586 stealing a cube from 67 after holding them in the corner for a while. 67 has not been contributing many cubes to that scale.
Nice move by the Copperbots there.
It's about a 50-point lead for the Blue Alliance.
Now the Copperbots are just sitting like what, you know, a little defensive posture that blocks the path.
Exactly.
To getting more.
Exactly. That portal is key because, like I said, this is now a scale-only match. And that corner that the Copperbots are blocking off is the fastest place to go to get more cubes.
So just a super move. They just sit there. They're moving around a little bit to know they're active.
Both teams having a power cube fall off, and that switch is almost leveled out.
Tipped up, but back to blue. We've only got 45 seconds left, and blue now out to a 100-point lead. The time is quickly running out. Red needs that scale to switch back immediately.
And blue just did a boost.
But it switched back mid-boost, so they didn't get credit for that. If you boost nothing, you get nothing.
Inside 30 seconds, a big point advantage for the Blue Alliance. And they're going to stack up 2 robots.
Yep. Key here is the red vault has only 2 cubes. Again, they need the 3rd for the levitate, and they have no extra points there, whereas blue's played all the power-ups and has a nearly full vault.
They got the elevate right at the end there. They did get 3, but it's not going to be enough.
Yep, and I'm looking at all 9 cubes in the blue vault. They didn't yet. There it is showing now on our scoreboard.
And it's a Blue Alliance victory.
Great performance by blue there. Great performance.
They win the last 2 rounds here in the finals.
So captains hit what? The two cube autonomous.
So both matches, when they were up in auto and got to play downhill, right? It played to their strengths.
And the Copperbots, nice, you know, slowing down 67 for a while, and then getting themselves into a nice defensive posture where they didn't have to do a lot. They could sit there and just block that alley.
Yeah, and 35-35 played great for a last-minute substitution, but that change in auto mode that they forced the Red Alliance to go through, I think, hurt them a little bit. As well, they're not as fast on the scale as 43-92 was. And that difference, I think, hurt the flexibility for Red there, putting more pressure on 67 to score high.
And right, so we get 3 new state champions, each one winning their first state championship. Trisonics out of Allendale. We got the captains from Waterford and the Copperbots from Calumet.
So our robot is super complex this year, so we were having a little bit of doubts at the beginning of the year, but as we kept on going through the season and getting better and better, we realized that this is an amazing robot and that overall we're an amazing team, and I think state champion really well represents that. Well, on our alliance, we wanted to be able to get the scale super effectively, and then we also wanted a robot that could do the vault and do our switch, but also play really good defense. So we were actually invited by the #1 alliance in our division, but we ended up declining them to request the assistance of the captains, and I'm really glad it paid off. Every single round of eliminations here, we ended up playing 3 matches, so just being able to be here alone in this position is amazing. It feels great. Never getting past our division, and then the first time we do it, we get state champions. It's just the most amazing feeling in the world.
Okay, welcome back to Robozone. One final time with Dan and Jim. We are going to wrap up this season that was Power Up, and it was pretty exciting there at the end. You look at the Trisonics team. I'll start with Dan, and they went 3 matches, through the eliminations, but they held it out, and quietly they were just one of the best teams all season.
Yeah, I mean we had them high on our list right coming into this event. They got that good 2-cube auto. And just really fast on the scale, and we saw if they could get ahead in auto mode, they had a really great chance of winning the match.
Yeah. No doubt about it, and again, to see a team like Strike Force and Thunder Chickens on an alliance go out like they did, cubes dropping off the scale, that was crazy.
That really was crazy, and in the end, a single fallen cube blocking Strike Force's ramp really being the difference maybe between winning and losing for the former world champion. Yeah, but it was incredible. Almost every series going to 3 all the way through the playoffs really just shows how competitive this event really is, Lauren.
Actually, all 3 of our state champions, right, first-time state champions. So a lot of new teams stepping up this year, making a big impact.
Yep. All right, guys, what's next? It's Worlds. Right here in Detroit, we will have a Robozone show that's full of everything that's going on there, so make sure you follow us on social media. For Dan and Jim, it's been a great season. We'll see you guys next time. Robozone is presented by First in Michigan, Michigan's premier provider of K-12 robotics programs. Kettering University, think differently, learn differently. Also brought to you by the DTE Energy Foundation. Blue Chip Talent, ridiculously good at advancing careers in IT and engineering. Stryker, discover your strengths and follow your passion with us. The Dow Chemical Company, the human element at work. Fanuc America, the leading supplier of robots, CNCs, and factory automation. Consumers Energy, encouraging your inner genius. Hungry Howie's Dough Raiser, your next fundraiser comes with flavored crust. And the Ford Steam Experience, inspiring the next generation of problem solvers.